easy.
I'm back with Democratic strategist Penny Lee and the editor of blog Conservative Black Chick, Crystal Wright. Okay, so I wanted to read something to you that Maureen Dowd wrote. Okay. She said that, it was in today's New York Times, the president is good at analyzing the psychology of other world leaders, and he wrote an acclaimed memoir about his long, lonely odyssey of self-discovery. But he doesn't always do a good job at analyzing his own psychology to avoid self-destructive patterns, which I think specifically she's referring to his performance at the debate. Penny, are you concerned about the fact that maybe Obama doesn't really want to be president? Is it possible? Is he being self-destructive?
I keep hearing this line, and it's just astounding to me. I was in the Senate when he was the junior senator from Illinois, and I was working for Majority Leader Harry Reid. And I will tell you, this is a man who is ambitious. This is a man who has supreme amounts of confidence, and this is a man who is highly competitive. He is not walking away, and he does want this.
When he won the election back in 2008 or whatever, there was a headline on the New York Post that said, "Black man gets worst job in America." And after he was elected, it seems to me that Mitch McConnell and a lot of Republicans made it their business to just obstruct anything he wanted to do and to get him out of office after 4 years. Maybe that is wearing on the man a little bit. What do you think?
Well, it should be wearing on him that he can't work with the opposing party in Congress. That should be wearing on him. But I think back to Maureen, Joy, and Penny, government doesn't operate in a silo. And I think that Dana Milbank had a great article in the Washington Post a couple days ago. And he started out by calling Barack Obama, President Obama, king. And he went on to say that he felt like his big problem in the debate. Now, Dana Milbank is one of the most liberal reporters out there at the Post who loves the president. He said that he has gotten complacent, and the lack of media scrutiny, he's been treated like a darling these last 4 years, really got the best of him. He was arrogant, and he didn't seem like he had the fight in him that he felt like he had to win re-election. Okay. I think that's very, and he's held less press conferences than any of his predecessors.
I'll give you that maybe the press is in love with Obama to some extent. But not the Congress. Not the Republican Congress.
And Mitch McConnell, you're exactly right. Mitch McConnell said he was going to do everything he could to defeat a man that was taking America in the wrong direction. And what we see
But that was like day 2.
What we see is that that's exactly what the American people are coming around to say. Mitt Romney has a plan, and that's what they're responding to. The president stood up there and couldn't defend his plan. And I think people are saying, Mr. President, what's your plan beyond spending money and investing in our future? Really, what did he articulate his plan was?
How many Republicans voted for health care legislation? None of them. Zero.
Exactly, because Republicans like me felt like why, if he claimed that he inherited the worst economic situation he said in all time, which is not true. The worst economic situation was in 1943 during World War II. So if that was really true and Barack Obama believed that, why would he pass Obamacare? Why wouldn't he tackle jobs, creating jobs? He wanted an $800 billion stimulus. He promised us there would be you can smile, Penny, because I know you're ready to jump in. But he said, give me $800 billion, and I'll make sure unemployment doesn't rise above 8%, right?
And what is it right now?
And what has it been for 3.5 years during his administration?
But you can't just flip a switch and say, you have to make investments. And there's things that,
Of course I know. And the American people know.
Right, and what they're seeing right now is a continuing trend down. And it is not where we want it to be. Absolutely not. We want to make sure that it gets as low as possible. But the trend is in the right direction. And it is one that is decreasing the amount of people that are on unemployment right now. And that is the trend in the right direction. And that is what the president wants to continue to be able to do. He does not want to go back to the policies that put us in this place, which is exactly what Mitt Romney has, is the policies of George Bush, which is tax
Barack
cuts
Obama
to
going to do that's different than he's done in the last 4 years to create jobs and
there is a bill right now sitting before him. There's a bill before him right now, a jobs bill right now.
For $400 billion
Didn't they vote against his jobs bill?
They sure did, which is exactly what they should have done, because it's more spending that has not worked.
It's interesting, the economics of it. I mean, you have people like Paul Krugman who say austerity doesn't work, throw more money at it. The stimulus was not big enough. The Keynesians. And it's just not working in Greece. It's not working in Spain. All these austerity measures, it's just making people more miserable. So there are two schools of thought here.
But Greece is new to austerity now. Let's not try to swing the pendulum like all of a sudden, oh, Greece has tried austerity for what, a couple months?
They don't want it.
I wouldn't mind the economy that I wouldn't mind the economy that we had under Bill Clinton, which we did have a 39%.
Why can't we have that?
We did have a 39% tax.
We have a president that wants to work with the opposing members of Congress, and you know,
vice versa.
But you know that when the president came into office, he met with the Republican leadership along with Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid on the Democrat side within, I think, a month after he was elected. And he sat down, he said, all ideas are on the table, guys. So Eric Cantor got together with the Republicans. They presented a host of plans to get the economy going again.
Oh my God, Eric Cantor, the most cooperative.
And one of them was a tax.
He talked about tax credits, all these things. The president didn't take one iota. It is true, and Bob Woodward writes about it. So I guess Bob Woodward is lying too. Everybody's lying.
No, but
and he didn't take one.
You
know what he
cannot
told Eric
deny the
Cantor?
Mitch McConnell statement. I mean, that's really iconic at this point.
You know what he told
The single
Cantor?
most important thing we want to achieve is for President Obama to be a one-term president.
And that looks like exactly what's going to happen.
On day 2 or 3?
That looks like exactly what's going to happen. I'm very hopeful.
Okay, let's move on to Ann Romney, okay, because she's a lovely person. I don't have a problem with her.
I love it.
Ann Romney made her debut as a co-host on Good Morning America today. Let's look at what they had her doing.
You've been cooking, you've been interviewing Dancing with the Stars. How's it going this morning? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm right at home now. This is my most favorite place to be, is with a horse.
It's beautiful.
Isn't he gorgeous?
Do you think it's a good idea to remind the average woman of the dressage horse incident?
Joy, are you really going to sit up here and bash poor Ann Romney?
I'm not bashing.
You talked about. You just said
I don't think it's a great idea.
I think she did a great job this morning. And what you didn't mention is when she was touching that horse, we know she's a fan of horses, she reminded viewers that riding horses and her passion started when she had MS. That was the only thing the therapy cured her. And the young woman whose horse that we saw with Ann this morning, she was diagnosed with an awful disease, I don't know the name of it, where she lost mobility. I think she had paralysis in her lower limbs. And she said riding horses has helped her. I think she's competed in the Paralympics. So I don't know.
Well,
bashing Ann. I mean,
nobody's bashing Ann. I'm asking you the question. That just reminds people of the elitist position of the Romneys.
I rode horses. I rode horses as a little girl.
A dressage horse?
I didn't. Who says it? Why would you think that a horse reminds you of dressage? That horse was sitting up there.
It doesn't remind me of dressage normally if I'm just, you know, on a horse trail or if I'm sitting on top of butternut.
But Ann was just on the set of the GMA.
I'm talking about the dressage horse that Ann Romney has.
Yeah, her horse. Well, we came out of a clip where you start talking about dressage. I thought we were going to talk about Ann Romney's appearance.
We were. So what did you think about it?
I don't think dressage is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Do you like what she did? Have you seen her performance?
I didn't see the whole.
Is it helping her?
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely helps. I mean, she is a very humanized person. I mean, she is someone that has compassion, or you do have compassion for her, especially for what she's survived with MS and breast cancer and other things.
Right.
And it also puts a humanized.
She had breast cancer also?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so she has. So she has survived a lot, and she's raised 5 boys, and so it helps humanize also Mitt. I mean, this is somebody who is robotic, who, as we've said,
I saw something on Frontline last night. It was a real love story that the two of them had, and the same love story that the Obamas had. I have to say that both of them seem to be good men who have good relationships with their wives. Nobody's a hound dog in this crowd.
I know, right? Thank God.
Yeah, thank you,
We're
Jesus.
not going to hear about
Although
that.
I happen to love a sex scandal. As a comedian, I look forward to that.
I think we all do.
That's what I call material, baby. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's it like to grow up in a house full of pimps and hookers? I don't know. I'll talk with the daughter of comedy legend Richard Pryor about her most unusual upbringing next.